What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker, Dirty Lens, and a video that is long overdue, and that is a video that I've been promising everybody. If you click the link down in the description, you can see the video about the United States Marine Corps Philby pack system, which is an absolute awesome pack, but the problem was it didn't fit me too well. I was going to take a training course and I realized I have to get a different pack. So what I got was this beast, and this is the Mystery Ranch Blackjack 80, just a monster of a pack, super comfortable, and to be honest, there wasn't much online about it, so I want to do a video on a pack overview, and then I wanted to show you the equipment that I carried in this pack. Number one, because we all love gear and we all love equipment, but number two, just so you can get a little idea of volume and what you can actually fit in here, because you can really fit a lot, and some of my lessons learned. Alright, so this is, as I said, the Mystery Ranch Blackjack 80. I will say, when I first opened this pack compared to the Philby pack, I thought, it's small, I'm not going to fit everything I need. But it ended up working out really, really well. But I'm happy with this. And I think even in the winter time moving forward, once we take all this tactical type stuff out of here, as far as a get home bag or just a longer term camping bag that we're going to be putting a lot more miles in, this is going to fit the bill perfectly for me. So overall, it is 80 liters. Bag itself, we'll go over it and then we're going to go through everything in it. So the top lid, okay, was a little bit weird. I didn't know if I'd like this at first, but I do like it because I like the organization of it. So it's just a flat flap lid like this, but you can take the lid totally off if you would need to, and what happens then becomes what Mystery Ranch calls an escape and evasion bag. It has an actual strap on it, so you pull this off and you can wear this like a fanny pack across your waist, or like a sling. It has two big compartments inside here, and I'm going to show you what's in there in a little bit, but that thing can unclip, so if you need to get your stuff off there quick, or you need to just carry something small away from your main camp, that works really well. It has this big front compartment and then 3 compartments across, which again, for organization, I'm a big organization guy. I need to know exactly where stuff is. I hate digging through the bag. These things came in super handy. The sides, water bottle holders or whatever type of holders that you would want, some molly on this thing, and then the biggest reason that I went with this bag was because it's adjustable and they sell different sizes. Now I know there's other companies out there that sell different size harness systems and stuff like that, but they had an extra large, and when I measured myself and I looked, this thing was like perfect for me, and it's very easy to adjust overall. So when you unclip this, okay, you just undo a piece of Velcro and there's this plastic thing inside, and this actually breaks the Velcro so you can slide the harness itself up and down and get the exact size that you would need. And I don't know, it's like air. I messaged Instructor Mike when I wore this the first time and I went up the mountains here with a full loadout. I was like, where has this been my whole life, right? Not that I do a lot of hiking, but if you're gonna carry a lot of weight, this stuff is definitely important. The frame is carbon fiber, so it's a little bit flexible, but it holds the weight correctly as you would need it. Now the pack also at the top has 2 different drawstring options, so it expands out this way. You can see this top part, top drawstring, and then a secondary drawstring. So if, like in this case right now, this is not overloaded with food like it originally was, I don't need this extra room. So I tighten this down and then I can tighten that down, and it cinches the pack so it's not all sloppy and it lays correctly, and it's wonderful overall. So let's go through this bag, okay? Again, just gear, because we love gear. I'm gonna just show you stuff that I had, no specific order. So in the top compartment here, I had stuff that I would have to get out and use more readily, that I didn't have to dig in the bag. Same with all these front compartments here. So this is just a camo top. I could put this on if I was traveling around, or if I needed a little bit more warmth, that thing would come in handy. This is just a schmog, but it's a netted one, so I can use it for hiding, right? Or I can also wrap this around, again, cold at night, little extra warmth, worked out really well. And then triangular bandage, these things, again, around your neck, these work really well. You can soak these in water, plus triangular bandage if you have any kind of bleeding issues or anything like that. And then in the back compartment here, I have my rain cover, which is, I would say, the one negative of Mystery Ranch. You would think that a rain cover would come with this, because these are very expensive bags, and I don't know from a military standpoint if it's because it's unit specific or what the issue is. I ended up getting one on Amazon for an 80 to 100 liter pack. It worked fine. I just got a camo one, again, sticking with that more military style theme. This is just rain gear, so in case you need that quick, rain gear was right on the top. And then I had a dry bag in the top too, just because I had an extra one around, and I thought, what if I have to throw some stuff in there, right? So it's not weighing much or anything. At this point, what does weight even matter? And then these are for my Ear Pro, which you're going to see I have my helmet in here, and we needed that because we had NVGs on during the course. So I had them because during the day it was hot and I didn't want to have to wear a helmet, which this worked out absolutely wonderful. Now, inside the pack, when we open this up, one of the goals with this pack, at least for me, was to fit every single thing in here. So it caused a little bit of trouble because I had to learn how to pack this thing properly, but we're gonna do a video on that in the future, which I learned also another little lesson there. So the first thing I'm gonna pull out here is I have my chest rig in here. Now I'm gonna just go through this quick because I think if I don't go through all these components, people are gonna be asking more about them, okay? Anyway, they're gonna say, well, what about this, what about that? So let me jam this in. See, I have a long antenna here on my walkie-talkie. So for comms, just Baofeng radios because everybody has them and they're easy to use, right? Headlamp, and then on this side I have my Right in the Rain. I had my maps, which I don't have in here now, and then pens, pencils, mags, tourniquet on the bottom. I have in my one mag pouch, I have utility shears because, believe it or not, Coalcracker didn't have a knife on this, okay? So I just used these shears. They did everything I needed. Marker, and then I made up a little pouch at the shop. This is all batteries and repair gear that I like to have on me. And then in this side, this is where I would keep my NVGs. So if I was going out and about, even during the daytime, you want to have that because what if you end up getting stuck out at night? So that was my chest rig. This chest rig itself, somebody's going to say, what kind of chest rig is it? So this was an old Blackhawk Rhodesian chest rig, and I actually sewed pouches on and I modified it with the tourniquet stuff and everything at the shop, because that's like a benefit when you have a shop like mine. So you get to do all that cool stuff overall. Next is, and this was the biggest pain in the butt to carry, but you had to have it because I had to run them NVGs. So just a helmet, NVGs on the front, and then these are the Ops Core amps. So those would go with these during the day, and just a ball cap just to stay cool, and then at night move over the helmet, and that system worked really, really well for me. All right, and then next is the Philby Assault Pack. So I talk about the Philby a lot. So the Sustainment system is the Sustainment bag, and this is the Assault Pack. So this is my favorite assault backpack. I have all different backpacks this size. This just worked the best I love it. The only thing I had to do was on the inside of this, there was a hard plastic sheet that gave it more rigidity. I had to get rid of that just so I can fold this up and roll it up. But I had a gum blanket in here. I actually cut it down for size purposes. That thing was clutch in a situation. Everywhere I went that I had a little bit of time to lay down, be it mud, stone, wet ground, I threw that thing down and I laid on top of. Even to sit on in wet conditions, it was in my pack and I was good to go with that. And then I would just fill this. There's nothing in here. I would fill this with the things that I need when I would leave my bigger pack back at the main area. T60, which one night I actually just wrapped this around my body and slept. So I have one of those. Paracord, which I didn't think I was going to be using, but I ended up using a lot more of it than expected. And then I have just some of my fire starting stuff, some signaling stuff. And there's the knife that you're probably all waiting for. Nothing fancy, just overall normal knife. And one thing on my chest rig I forgot, I do have a multi-tool in my one compartment, so I was using that knife. That was more than enough to get through. I had different meals along with me. MREs, I know we like meals ready to exit kind of thing. But I'll tell you, for not eating these over the years, they were actually really, really good. And what I would say an MRE versus the freeze-dried meals, I enjoyed these a lot more. Freeze-dried were a pain in the butt. I ended up cold soaking a lot of them, not even heating them up. The MREs, they were way better cold. So MREs were the way to go. I just threw this one in after the fact just to show, but I had a bunch of MREs, I had a bunch of protein bars, and that got me through 4 days. All right, and then moving on from there, we constantly had wet feet. So one thing that I added after the fact were flip-flops. I took my shoes off. I'm used to just being at camp and hanging out, but we had to move around a lot after the fact. So shoes off, feet drying, flip-flops, they would have been clutch. I didn't have them with me. Water purification. So you know I'm a big boiling fan. I like to boil my water out. And for that, of course, I have a metal container. So I have the Grail in here. But this was for individual water. So if I needed water in a pinch, this was it. But because we were in groups, we were processing group amounts of water. So this was a bag, an inline filter. So bag to bag, platypus filter, worked really well. So that was definitely a new experience for me with water. This is just a puffy coat, so the thing packs down. This was some Outdoor Vitals, if you remember them. I'm sure they still make these things, but it was just nice and packable. It's very fitted to me, so it fit under everything, and you wouldn't even know it's on. You just felt the extra warmth. Some extra mags, and then I had these in a case because if I wanted to put them on my belt, I can do that. This was our bivy bag that I took along, so I had that just in case of foul weather, along with, these are both from Snug Pack, the jungle sleeping bag, just because weather, right? We don't need heavy duty sleeping bags, but I still like something against me. I know poncho liners probably can be a go-to, but a small sleeping bag and a bivy bag, that'll get you through the entire summer months overall. And then in here, this is just a bag of clothes. So a lot of long sleeve t-shirts that I don't care much about, because if it will get hot, you just cut the sleeves off. So that's a little hack for all of you out there. Long sleeve t-shirts are really nice. Underwear and lots of socks. That I could tell you from a just outdoor standpoint. Have enough underwear and socks, because you change that stuff out. Even if everything else is grimy, you just feel so much better overall. And then, like I said, I had lots of food in here. And then lastly, just a small little hygiene kit. No, I'm sorry, this is not my hygiene kit. This is my little accessory kit. So extra batteries, lens cleaning cloths, tape. It's like my repair kit. All right, so lots of different stuff in that bag for repair. So you can see that is the main compartment here. That's a lot of stuff in there, right? And it fit really well. Plus I still had, like I said, a lot of food. Now to the outside, both sides I had the old school military water bottles. These ones, the green ones. So I have them on both sides as a water source, and in my outside pockets here, they fit perfectly, our HydraWide water bottles, and these things worked great with my assault pack. I was able to stack these across the bottom, and then I also have one of these on the other side. So these things work absolutely wonderful. It's like the final test run before they all came in. So we do have those on the website available now. Super hot seller. In the middle here, this is my hygiene kit now, and I had this on the outside. That's why I think when I pulled it out on the inside, what's going on, because you need quick access, right? If everything's packed away and you need to either brush your teeth or just freshen up, you want that here on the front. And in this main compartment on the front here, what I ran in here was a lot of drink mixes, because if you ever disinfected water with any chemical treatments, or you even ran nasty water through a filter, sometimes you still have weird tastes to it. So being able to have something to disguise that, really, really good. And then I had all my protein bars and stuff in that section also. All right, and just like that, that is it. So that's a lot of stuff in somewhat of a small package. I don't know, I guess for me, being a big guy, this is not too big of a package overall, but like I said, I was really happy with it. I've still been using it. I've been out hiking with it, doing a lot of rucks with it. Enjoyable and comfortable overall. So I would say if you're in the market for a larger sustainment type pack, this might be a go-to. Downfall, of course, it's expensive, but you're getting, I think, what you pay for overall with it. So definitely give this one a look at. I'll put the link down in the description for this too. And yeah, that was it. You could see, definitely not survival and bushcraft, but I will say that just going outside the box a little bit and getting some different trainings and going to some different courses and stuff is super valuable, and it also really enforces how much the things that we do out here carries over to other hobbies and activities. I mean, just staying in the woods in general, that was the least of my worries, and I'm sure some people struggle a lot with that as far as sleeping and being comfortable. So it all balances out. Just get your training in, go out, have a good time, play with your gear, and that's it. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. You can also check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com for all our classes, our gear, and our blog. And until next video, stay in the woods.